Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here, back with some more Grand Tactician. It's me a 3-episode battle of Fredericksburg here. We are holding easily in multiple sections. At this point, it's all about fitting the numbers, and right now let's mount off our stuff here. They crossed back this way. Do I want to do that? Probably not. You want to take this and then head across from the dam, which is what we're trying to do right now. Armstead's still having issues. He'll eventually come back, but I think we're secure on that flank, so I'm not worried about it. Still have this situation at the canal. Still have this disarray. We're seeing with roads. Finally getting it sorted out. Once we get all this artillery to bear, this should be an easy issue. Gonna limber down these 12-pound Napoleons. Should be able to do anything. And once you get these 24-pound howitzers, these things are going to do some work up here. We'll get these 12-pound howitzers. It's 5th. Okay, get these 12-pound howitzers as well. Then we'll be, I think we'll be set for the most part. Don't ask me how they're still fighting here. Come on. Have them halt. Once they halt, then we can move them around. Come on. There we go. These 24-pounders. All right. Cannons are just unloading on them. I don't know what they're doing over here. them off the line. Good thing here. Let's reconstitute a section of our line back here. Like they're reforming on the other side. How are they still holding? There it goes. On the side of a hill. How are they holding here? There's Symes. We only had a couple divisions withdraw. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring out skirmishers here. Ow. There it goes. Okay, get across the river. Yeah, see, they've organized like we are going to attack him here. I have no desire to attack him here. I have every desire to cross the river and come around to his flank. Second brigade. Sorry about that. Second brigade. Looks like they surrendered. Flying battery. Yeah, but I wanted to attach that. Y'all said you love the rain, so we're gonna get a little rain here. The only thing that's left is Hampton's division. We'll give them orders by division at this point. This might be their last attempt to even get something going. We're not going to charge these batteries and parapets. That's suicide. Buell has been wounded. Buell is up here at... early, reserve. There goes car. We're looking at it here. We'll have some back here. 4th volunteer. That will counter battery fire as well. Not seeing anything at this point. Take Hampton across the river, because what we're going to do is we're going to take these batteries out. We're not going to assault with infantry by any means. So I want to take these out, and I want to route down and hit these here if they're not already taken out. Thought the Union would be pulling out by now. I guess not. Especially after all of these cannons and this bombardment. They're just gonna stand and take it. Turn into a fight here with the 2nd Brigade. 400 and you're exhausted going into cannons. Don't run for Lee, and you just did. Okay, he's braking. He's turning tail and running right now. Please whipped. And Lee surrenders. Enemy is retreating. We kind of figured that point out. We are not going to pursue. We're going to let our cannons open up. Continue to open up. There it is. We lose 11,000. We get the first volunteer brigade there. But good win. Good win. We beat Winfield Hancock's. Man, we killed him by... We took down half his force. More than half his guns. He didn't have cavalry. Still a little precarious on Taylor's Heights a little bit, but... Obviously, they want to hit me at Cemetery Hill, so our fortification at Taylor's Heights worked wonders here at Fredericksburg. Let's look at the units. We're going to take an in-depth look at this at this point. I want to see if we have any notable commanders killed or wounded. So Ewell did get wounded by cannon shot. Hampton, we have Lee that's missing. See if he actually does show back up or if he has been captured. They're the first corps under Longstreet. Hood was wounded. Some good fighting there by McLaw, Pickett, Hood, and Colonel Alexander of the artillery reserve was injured. Under Ewell, didn't really see much combat, which is why they were in reserve, but I think it was just Early's division that got into some contact. Yeah, and Johnson as well. Other than that, not much contact from that. And then we have Hill, who was on the heights. Wilcox was injured. I think he was at the crossing. With Pender, he was fine. Heath, he was pretty much good. And that's it for commanders. For our casualties on here. Cavalry division took about half casualties, but I think they actually... They took down as many as they lost, so it's a good one. First Corps, only 3,500. And they took down 1,300 men. That was the one under Longstreet up at the heights. Second Corps here, 14. That's under Ewell, I think. It was the second Corps. Yeah, he didn't see much combat. Third Corps, that's under Hill. and AP Hill killed about 4,000. They lost about 4,000 and killed about, well, 4,000 just about. Overall, they lost 51% of their force. We lost 17. Biggest thing is they still have 3 or 4 corps backing them up here, so it's not like we're going to be able to march into Northern Virginia. For the Union, let's look at their commanders. Hooker was the overall commander of this fight. I think first one on the field was Sickles or Sykes, one of the two. Sickles was wounded in the fighting. The 5th Corps, you have some big wounds there. Switzer was killed. Colonel Vincent was wounded. Fisher was wounded. And so was Captain Gibbs. Let's look at just the top. Bernie and Randolph. 2nd Corps, pretty much all good. 1st Corps, pretty much all good. 6th Corps, they were fine. 11th Corps. Von Steinwer and Barlow were killed in the fighting. That's the 1st and 2nd Division. That's Oliver Howard. So they took some heavy casualties. 5th, 3rd, and 2nd, all with 10,000 casualties. The 11th Corps, which was on the river, I think majority of the fighting. Or no, they came in towards the dam area. They took about more than half casualties, or just about half casualties. I think it was 1st Corps and 6th Corps were the ones at Fredericksburg itself. They were the ones over here, lined up, and then retreated on this side of the river. See if we can bait them across, or bait us across. But it was almost precarious. If I didn't see those Union forces coming at us from the north, I was able to dig in Longstreet. If they just appeared there without scouting at the night, we would have to abandon the heights, and we would have likely had to run. Symes gets the disgrace here. I don't think as much his fault. He was in the thick of it. And he still fought very admirably. I think he took nearly 70 to 75% casualties before he actually retreated off the field. We lost 11,000. They have believed they lost 37,000. Their morale drops by almost 2%, and our military experience is raised by 2.29. Very good one there. But that's going to sap our ability to do any campaign, obviously, in Virginia. But we're not looking to do a campaign in Virginia. That's one of the biggest things. We're just trying to hold in Virginia, keep the status quo. And let's see here. The 3rd Corps, the 11th Corps, the Army of the Potomac, all disintegrates. They will have to probably reconstitute themselves up by DC. We have the results here. Got 38 guns for the battlefield, 4,100 rifles. Missed the commander's report there. Officer loss report. Wounded was Ewell and Hood. We have, looks like Fitzhugh Lee did. He was missing, but he did come back on the field, so that's good. 1st and 6th Corps are right here at the crossing. But we hold where we hold right now. We only have one policy, right? Going right now? It'll take 14 days. We need more men on the field around Richmond at this point. Department of Richmond still got 4,000. We're still waiting to get them up Department of North Carolina under D.H. Hill is waiting for their 20,000 men, and that's going to be an even fight with Peck. Fort Monroe is only 527. 527, sorry about that. Men on the field? Well, at least in the garrison itself. Looking at it right now, they still outnumber us 2-1. But our ability to supply and move is kind of hampered right now. I would say the next fight is likely to happen again at Vicksburg, would be my guess. The District of East Arkansas. Do I want to push to outside Memphis? The 14th Corps, though, is 15,000 strong. It'll be one of the issues that we have to deal with. We need to reinforce that, and we need to figure out what we're doing here. Franklin Clay Gardner is marching. He's waiting for men. See if we can't halt him at this point. See if we can hold position. District of Florida under Cobb is still marching. We're getting up our supply with Beauregard here. He's not ready to walk on Fort Walker. Neither is Mercer. But I think once Walker and Pulaski fall, from there we should be able to march, well, to Montgomery. We got to hold a defensive area around Montgomery and Columbus with this army. And that's hoping that we can ensure a stalemate here. But I'm not sure if that is the case. We are entrenching. So let's look at the Army of the Potomac right now as it stands. Longstreet got some fame there. Woodson is in command right now until Ewell is back on the field. D.H. Hill, Stewart up here doing work. And it's D.H. Hill. I don't think we can pick him while he's wounded. Yeah, Ewell is obviously injured at this point. Who commands the Corps in his stead? That I have no idea. Let's bring in Crawford for right now. He's a 4-star general. Does have some experience. We also have Wright down here. Let's put Gilbert Wright in command. And then he will end up being the commander of the next corps we do put together. Stewart. D.H. Hill. No one. We actually did not have a full complement, obviously. Neither Longstreet didn't either. We're gonna keep Symes in command there. $18 we should have everything sorted. We need to get D.H. Hill his supply up. Same thing with the Army of East Tennessee. Same thing with Polk, Hardy, Van Dorn. Forrest is the only one that's even remotely capable of anything. 16th Corps coming from the south at us, more than likely. We do have the District of North Louisiana here. And maybe that's how we cut off their supply. So we get that in Texas. We have this army also moving at us. We're going to do it. We're going to do it now. We're going to move into New Orleans. They have abandoned New Orleans. The 19th Corps is coming up to Fort Desperate. Going to reinforce the Army of the Tennessee up at Vicksburg. Fort Desperate is being besieged here. I think what we're going to end up doing is taking Richard Taylor up to to the District of Northern Louisiana, take the supply point, and then hold on the other side of the river. And wait for the District of Arizona to come over and reinforce this position. For 9 days, 12 days. Let's actually wait with him. We're not able to get all of our forces applied at this point. Okay, they've reconstituted near, looks like Manassas. 2nd Corps is at the junction. We can get this here, then we can reinforce over here. Okay. See if we can't take Fort Monroe. If we can take Fort Monroe, then we can possibly secure one mouth of the James River. Okay, we lost Fort Desperate. They've secured Baton Rouge. See if the 19th Corps comes marching south. I'm unsure that they will, but it is very possible. Richard Taylor. It's all low movement here. Is the 13th Corps moving at us? I think they're out of supply though. Which will allow us to get full supply in Johnston's section. Will be helpful. Cavalry Corps coming down to Polk. Polk will be ready. Here is the 22nd Corps coming at us. 56,000 against 8,000. Yeah, we're just gonna let this all resolve. So at least Polk will be up from there. Okay. Is Joel ready to take over his command again? Hold on. How long is he out? Still wounded at this point? It'll take him some time. Didn't say he was mortally wounded. Seventh Corps is obviously running from Richmond. D.H. Hill is almost to the point where we can fight a battle with him. The supply by Buckner is being built. Polk is almost up. Oh, 11,000. I kind of want to see what the 19th Corps does. Little Rock, we have homes there. The District of Indian Territory is up at Fort Smith, so at least we'll have a defense there. We'll have defense at Little Rock, and then once we push them out of here, maybe Magruder and Western Louisiana help push that area. Okay, we lost sight of that. But they're still building there, so they're likely still there. Eastern Louisiana. Issue is we are lacking supplies at this point. We need to get in New Orleans and get supplies. Same thing here. We get a depot going. We're good for supplies there, but that depot is going to help. We have decent foraging, but once D.H. Hill gets up there, we should be good. But he is not getting supplied very well either. With Beauregard? Does he have his full complement? He does at this point. Fort Walker's got 249. Fort Pulaski has 1,000. We have to wait. We can try it. Clinch has 1,000. Districts of Florida. Georgia. Oh. Constitute another Florida. Couple of them. Probably 2 more. Florida. Burbridge and Miller. Okay. We'll be waiting for readiness anyway. If we can't take these forts, then Beauregard will have to be the defense of Montgomery. Army of the Western Louisiana is still marching under Richard Taylor. Probably going to be our next battle. They're not done making supply here. They're slowly marching to us. Polk has ammunition, but we're not getting the provisions or anything like that. At least we're not getting the supplies that we need. They're preparing siege. Northern Virginia needs to move down a little bit. So in 7 days, those we'll have our CSA regulars on the field. Wright is at destination. Preparing siege there. See if Ewell can retake command of this. Oh, how long are they wounded for? I don't think he was mortally wounded. Was he? Good colonels available. Put Rosser in charge of that. This is going to be Robertson in charge of the division here under Longstreet. Heath, Pender. Hampton, Pendleton's down here. This is going to go in one of the other units anyway. Put this under Whiting. Seward only has 3 under Hampton, Fields, Maynards, and Fields. Can we get another one here? Can we get some North Carolina boys? Be draftees. Quarles? William A. Quarles will be the commander. Give them Enfields. Get one more flying battery, I think. From Virginia. Under Blaine, that works. Maybe one more under Robertson, Alabama, Texas, Georgia. These are all Virginia boys. Saunders did not fight in that battle, did he not? No, he was just raised, the 13th. Okay, Lee's at destination. Army of Richmond is doing his thing. We finally got the next tier for D.H. Hill. He is suffering some issues with supply. I think I'm having the same issues with Polk in Tennessee. Do you have this supply upgraded at this point? The supply point at Decatur. See if we can't get more supply throughput there. Alright guys, so this will end the episode here. In the next one, we will have this fight, if the Union will take it, in, was this technically still Louisiana? So just technically still Louisiana. Fort Hudson has fallen with the fort here next to it at Fort Desperate. We are in New Orleans. So there is that. So we are in New Orleans in some force. We're going to halt here and we are going to see if we can't get the supply and kind of take this area. We do have at least some supply throughput that should come through southern Louisiana through Texas. But hopefully this cuts a little bit into the Union's ability to reinforce from the south and force them to reinforce through the railroad that goes through Boulevard and Memphis straight down into Jackson to resupply the troops down here. But we're slowly taking it. I don't see any forts down this portion of the Mississippi until we get up to Memphis area. And then the forts down here, Fort Hudson, or at Port Hudson, we'll have to take Fort Desperate back. But they got a substantial force. The Army of Tennessee is here. They do have 27,000 in casualties from the previous battle, but I think they're reinforced with the 15th, actually not the 15th Corps, they're bringing the 19th Corps after it resupplies here with this depot. 15th Corps up here, so maybe we'll have enough. We are having issues supplying as well, but I think we have the advantage right now. And I think if we do get the Department of the West in here, and we do have at least some general readiness, we could push the issue with 13th Corps, push back to Jackson, take the supply depot back, reconstitute our defense and supply lines through Jackson, and then be on the other side of the river as well, defend and take down the Army of Tennessee. And then we are at least broken out of the Vicksburg campaign, and it still rages on. But it'll be a good step to figuring out how to defeat the Union and really push them back north. These are reconstituted from the defeated Nashville area at Sparta. Or some of these are probably new corps that they're bringing down, probably towards Knoxville. And defense of Knoxville is going to be difficult for Simon Buckner, but we have to hold it. So we might get some new men in here. Maybe if we can get Buell back to command this, we send the man, the myth, the legend, Gilbert Wright, over here to take a division with him. Or not move a division from here to here, but to constitute a division in Tennessee with him in command and see if we can't get a force of about 30,000 or so. And those 30,000 will be the ones that have to fight the 9th and the 23rd Corps if we actually get those forces up. So that will be it. It's kind of the idea I'm going with. Of course, all plans don't ever survive first contact, so our plans will probably change as time goes on. But hey, at least we have a plan, so thank y'all for joining me, guys. Go and leave a like below, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.